Welcome back, everybody, to another Guardians of the CLE podcast. I'm your fill-in host, Kevin Sleds. Mel's on a much-needed vacation, a much-deserved vacation, so she will be back next week. But I'm sitting in the driver's seat for episode 71, and with me, as always, our cleanup hitter, Jamie Ellifritz. How you doing, Jamie?
Hey, I'm doing great. And, Mel, I see is, skipping a start, basically like a starting pitcher, getting some quality vacation time. Well deserved. And hope she has a great time and enjoys listening to our conversation tonight.
Definitely, and we have a special guest with us. He is Cleveland Guardians Micah Pries. How you doing, Micah?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on, Kevin.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah, appreciate you coming on again. So before we get started, I kind of told Jamie about the college you went to, Point Nomo Lazarine in San Diego, showing him the picture of the field and the cool scene with the beach in the background. So he kind of wanted to ask you a little bit about that before we get started.
Yeah, so I get this picture from
sure.
Kevin finding out about Carroll B. Land baseball field. And I tell you what, when I seen that picture and seen the view, it looks like McCovey Cove, but the entire outfield. It just looks like you can hit a home run into the ocean every time. Now, I did Google Map. I will say I cheated. I could see the road behind it, and then a little bit of what is it, rocky area behind there? Is it like a park?
It's up on a
state
cliff.
park?
Yeah, it's up on a cliff, so you could definitely see the water, but there's some like housing right below it.
Wow, it was a beautiful view. I mean, I've been on vacations that didn't look that nice. I mean, that was just must have been a great stadium to play at. And was it hard to even focus sometimes based on your location, or is that just part of growing up in Southern California?
Part of growing up by the beach, I just was used to it. I kind of being in Arizona and Ohio now, you kind of take for granted being so close to the ocean and not being able to see like the beautiful water right behind you. So playing in center field there, it was really nice being able to just look out into the ocean in between at bats and kind of like refocus.
Right. So something I wanted to jump into, based on how hot the story is from last night, the WBC, the World Baseball Classic, and what a classic it was. Japan winning 3-2 over the United States, but it was just an unbelievable atmosphere that thoroughly enjoyed. Did you and your teammates really get involved with that? Were you watching a lot of those games at the end of the evenings?
Yeah, we definitely were. I was watching the game last night in my hotel room. And the night before, even against Mexico and Japan, that was a crazy game. It's just, I think it's brought a lot of attention to baseball in a world basis, and hopefully more eyes are on the MLB this year, and it kind of shows how exciting baseball can be, especially in the late innings.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're excited. I want to see the viewership on that. I don't know if it's been reported out yet, but I'd love to see how many eyes are on that. In fact, you were talking about the semifinal game against Mexico and the walk-off by Japan, and just the energy in that stadium was so phenomenal. I just wanted to read a quote real quick from a Bleacher Report. This is from Team Mexico manager Benji Gill. He said, "Neither team deserved to lose, but someone had to win. I think that Japan moves on, but the world of baseball won today." And I don't think it could be said any better than that.
Yeah, me neither. I think a lot of eyes. I saw a stat where it's like 94% of the TVs in Japan are watching the game in the semifinals, and then my family even had the opportunity to host a Japanese student in high school, and then we texted her yesterday and asked her if she was watching the game, and she said she was at work and everyone's watching it there. So kind of shows how much baseball is growing everywhere.
Oh yeah, and right smack in the middle of the beginning of March Madness too, to gain that attention for both the men's and the women's tournament. To get that many eyes on our game, it was fantastic. I know some of the negative side of it that was being talked about was the Edwin Diaz injury. And then you had Jose Altuve go down too, but those are things that, as fans, we look at it as that you could be injured regardless if it's spring training or the WBC. What's your take on that? How do you feel about if you had that opportunity? Is it something that you would definitely jump at?
I would definitely jump at it. I think not only are you playing in high leverage games and getting the experience there, as everyone else has talked that's played in it, it's been a lot of fun. I've talked to players here like Bo and Cade Smith who played for Team Canada, and they had the time of their life and they really enjoyed their experience. And at the end of the day, you could get hurt doing anything. I could get hurt lifting weights, practicing. It's just sometimes it just falls the wrong way in those games. And since it being on the big stage, everyone looks at it that way. I believe Diaz got hurt just celebrating,
Yeah.
And then that's like a huge bummer, but that's just sometimes part of it.
Yeah, I think from a fan standpoint, like say it was Emmanuel Classe, I'd probably be a little upset being a Guardians fan, but like you said, you can get injured doing anything. So it was just the whole atmosphere. I mean, seeing the stadiums with all these countries getting to root for their teams, it was off the charts.
One of the comments I had made on Twitter was just the energy between pitches. It was a playoff type atmosphere, but from the horns to the drums to the dancing, it's just the celebration and the festivities that were going on in the stands for baseball was something that was just a special thing to see. And I hope actually Major League Baseball takes a look at that. And Edwin Diaz, when he comes back, they're going to get that trumpet back out. And I hope there's some more players that want to, bring their culture and what they're used to outside of the United States, playing in different leagues, and bring some of that energy to the regular season. I think would be a big bonus.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I know being at home, I wanted to turn up the volume and hear it all.
Mm-hmm.
That's what was fun about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. All right, so your 2022 season, obviously you finished up 2021. You got to join Akron for that fun championship run, got that whole experience. Then you spent the whole 2022 season with Akron, hit 266, 29 doubles, 5 triples, 18 homers, and 73 runs batted in 122 games. So how'd you feel about your season as a whole personally?
I think personally, I was happy with it. I know I struggled in the beginning. Definitely looking back at it, it's like, shoot, only if I got hot early and kept that throughout, it could have been, better numbers at the end of the day. But at the end of the season, looking back at it, I felt like I grew a lot through those struggles in the beginning, through the failure. It helps you grow as a player, especially in the long run. If you want to play for a while, you're definitely going to go through some hard times. And so just kind of battling through that and learning from that process.
So how tough is the jump from high A to double A? Was that part of your struggles early on making the adjustment?
I wouldn't say it's a huge jump. I think it's more so these pitchers have 4 to 5 pitches that they could locate well, and it's kind of you got to really dial in on an approach at the double A level and figure out what you could hit, what the pitcher has, and what's going to give you the most success at the plate. And I think in the beginning, it took me a little bit while to figure that out. And then once I figured it out, it kind of turned around.
So position-wise, you've played a lot of outfield coming up through the minors. Last year, you played 92 games at first base. Is that something you're looking to make the position switch, or are you just trying to add more versatility to help yourself get to the big leagues?
Just more versatility. They want me to really learn a new position. I know the Guardians are huge on everybody being able to play in different spots, and that's been it's going to give me a huge opportunity one day to be able to play at different spots where they need it instead of just being stuck in left field or something. I'm able to play in different spots for sure.
Yeah, if we could get 5 triples out of our first base position at the big league level, that would be fantastic. So I want to talk about your off.
Speed the first base.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to talk about the off season, and you spent that time at Double A last year. What did you take after the season and look at and say, I want to get better at this. I really want to focus and spend more time on this to improve your game going into spring training this year?
Yeah, I think one of my biggest goals every offseason is to get stronger and to get faster. But besides that, on a baseball aspect, my biggest goal was just to be able to swing at pitches that I'm looking for in the zone. And so I think this year, my biggest thing is have a solid approach where it leads to more extra base hits by having a good approach on the pitch that you're looking for and able to crush. And sometimes I was getting away with just swinging at the pitcher's pitch, and it got me out a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm able to have a better approach, I think that'll help out.
So
this offseason,
go ahead.
this offseason, I was pretty much just working on machine pitches and having the person move it up and down and out of the zone and being able to take those and then hunt the one that I want to look for.
Okay.
So talk about the spring training a little bit. You've been pretty busy. They've been playing you a lot. You've had 36 plate appearances, hit just under 300, 3 doubles, a triple, a couple home runs, and 6 RBIs. What's the whole experience been like hanging out with the big league club this spring, and what have you learned that you can take with you going forward in your pursuit of the major leagues?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was just the relationships I got to build with everyone there. I know I was able to play with a lot of those guys through my minor league career the last 2 years because they do a great job of building people through the system. But it was great to be able to work out with them, be with them, build relationships with a lot of the coaching staff. I even had the opportunity to work out with Josh Bell all off season. So that was also good to be able to learn from him during the off season and take what his plan is heading into the season. So that helped out a lot too.
Very cool. I know I've heard they've thought pretty highly of you this spring. I know I've heard a couple quotes from Tito. So it looks like you definitely made some impressions, and hopefully that helps you going forward.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot, and it was just a good experience to have before the beginning of this season.
So the beginning of the season for this year, it looks like Columbus. Is that correct?
I'm not exactly sure yet. They haven't really sent out who's going to where yet, so I can't really say on that. But I think we'll see at the end of this weekend.
Okay. So it sounds like some of your personal goals, and we've had different guests on that pointed out that going from Akron to Columbus, Columbus is a more hitter's park, so maybe some of those 5 triples turn into home runs. Turn up maybe you have 21 home runs this year, if not more. But if your strength and conditioning, I'm sure that you're going to meet most of your goals this season.
Yeah, that'd definitely be great. Akron, it's definitely tough. It's a bigger ballpark. The wind's blowing in most days. And then I heard Columbus, it blows the opposite way. So blows left to right. So it's definitely a lefty hitter friendly park for sure.
Very good.
All right. So the last time I had you on, we found out that you were a big Kobe Bryant fan growing up.
Yes.
So question, how do you use the mama mentality on the baseball field?
I think not only basketball, but baseball is probably the biggest spot to use it. Just trying to grind out every at bat, grind out long games, long innings. It's also, you play the most games out of all sports, in the country. So kind of using that mentality to grind it out through the whole season, and knowing that you're going to work harder than anyone else. That's
awesome. All right, so we've got some rapid fire questions for you. I'm gonna handle the first half, and then Jamie will do the second half. So if you're ready, we'll throw them at you.
Yeah.
All right. So number 1, what walk-up music are you using this year?
Well, I think I'm going to use the same song as I used last year. It's called "Piece of Your Heart" by Medusa.
Okay.
It's kind of just like a house EDM music.
Gotcha. Burgers or hot dogs?
Burgers.
All right. What's your if you had to make the perfect burger, what's your go-to toppings?
Ooh, I'm a picky guy and I'm very plain, so I'll just go bacon and pepper jack cheese with some ketchup.
Okay. I know you're an In-N-Out guy. I remember that from last time as well.
Yeah. I love my cheeseburgers.
How about your favorite restaurant in Ohio? Not sure how many you've been to.
Gosh, we always just go to Chipotle, which is hard. But in Akron, El Patron right there in Akron.
Okay.
That place is really good.
All right.
Good.
How about a nickname? Do you have one? And if you do, who gave it to you?
My dad used to call me Big Man, and then my mom used to call me Puka Shells. So I used to wear Puka Shells growing up, and then my dad just always had that name for me, even though I was the smallest kid in our family. So
Not so small anymore, though.
yeah, not so small. Now I'm the biggest, so it changes quickly.
All right. How about MLB park that you look forward to playing in besides Progressive, of course?
I would say Camden Yards. Actually was fortunate enough. My grandpa got inducted to the Hall of Fame for the Orioles a long time ago, and he threw out the first pitch there. So it's one of the first ballparks I was able to see besides Angel Stadium. So I definitely want to play there one day.
That's very cool. And then, of course, what was your favorite minor league park that you've played in on your journey?
Favorite minor league park. This one's tough. I don't know the names of all of them, but the Cubs High A was pretty fun. That was fun to go to. Actually, I would say my favorite one is Erie. They got the shortest ballpark, so the easiest to hit homers at.
What now? Isn't there one that has a roller coaster like right outside the outfield wall?
Altoona, yeah.
Altoona,
That
okay.
one, yeah, that one's all right.
Yeah, I knew it was at PA. Just couldn't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
All right, Micah. So what's more exciting, being on your first baseball card or being in MLB The Show?
I've been in MLB The Show, so, and I haven't had a baseball card yet.
Not even a minor league card yet?
Oh, a minor league card I have.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say MLB The Show. That's pretty cool.
Very good. Favorite jersey number and why? What's it represent for you?
21, and which I can never use in Cleveland, but because it's retired.
Yeah.
But I would say 21. LaDainian Tomlinson for the Chargers used to be my favorite player growing up from San Diego.
Yeah.
And I used to wear his jersey everywhere. So
even though I'm a Browns fan, my Chargers are my number 2, and I'm sad they're not still in San Diego, but
he was a beast.
It is what it is.
It's way different now in LA.
So you're in the dugout, sunflower seeds or double bubble?
I got to go with gum for sure.
Favorite TV series that you're streaming right now?
I always put Friends in the background, and that's always been my favorite show. So I'll go with Friends.
Still plays at my house too.
Yeah.
Now, I do remember too, to go along with that, your celebrity crush was Jennifer Aniston.
Yes, of course. That's also part why I love it. So
there you go.
Definitely.
Can keep watching it all day.
So besides Jennifer Aniston, who inspires you the most?
As an athlete or like
on or off the field?
Okay. I would say when Kobe Bryant played, I would say Kobe Bryant. I think he inspired me the most. I listened to a lot of his videos and inspirational stuff. So
very good. And then the last question we have is, what should the community know about Mr. and Mrs. Pries away from the baseball field as they get to know you?
Yeah, I would just say that we've met each other in college. You know, we're very loving and we're very open to meeting new people and putting others first. Definitely my wife, putting others first, and we just love to get to new people for sure.
Excellent question. Excellent answer.
All right, before we let you go, so what can the Guardians fans look forward to seeing out of Micah Pries in 2023?
Hopefully this year I just show that I'm gonna improve my strikeout rate, hitting wise, and trying to improve that. And I think that'll lead to definitely more power, more extra base hits this year.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate you coming on, and we definitely hope to see you up in Cleveland at some point in 2023.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it very much.
Yep.
All right, Jamie, I'm going to steal Mel's line.
Very good.
Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and go Guardians.
Go Guards.